Fire Mage got some serious love in the latest patch, and a lot of players are trying it out. But if you're a brand new player or haven't played Fire Mage before, you might feel completely lost. Don't worry, I'll clearly explain what each spell does, when you should press them, and how the rotation actually works. By the end, you'll know exactly how to play Fire Mage. To understand Fire Mage, you really need to only grasp 3 core ideas. Critical strikes power your damage. Whenever your fire spells land a critical strike twice in a row, you'll trigger a buff called Hot Streak. This buff makes your next Pyroblast or Flame Strike instant cast, deal huge damage, and double the strength of your passive damage over time effect called Ignite. Ignite is your passive mastery buff. Each time your fire spells hit, they leave a burning effect on enemies, dealing extra damage over time. If reapplied, Ignite's remaining damage rolls into the new one, using Fire Blast to spread Ignite to nearby targets. Before getting a Hot Streak, you'll first get a smaller buff called Heating Up. This happens after just 1 critical strike. If your next fire spell crits again, that Heating Up upgrades into Hot Streak, giving you instant big damage. Your entire rotation revolves around chaining these critical strikes together to constantly trigger Hot Streak, and keeping your instant powerful spells coming. Let's start with how you actually open the fight, because a good start means massive damage. First, before the pull, you'll hard cast Pyroblast. It's a slow casting, huge damage fireball that sets up a strong start. Right after Q Phoenix Flames. Use Phoenix Flames to quickly trigger Hot Streak. Remember, it's guaranteed to crit. Next, cast a Fireball. This is your standout spell that builds up your damage. While your Fireball is still casting, press your main cooldown, Combustion, plus Fire Blast at the same time. Combustion guarantees every spell critically hits for the next 10 seconds. And Fire Blast is an instant guaranteed critical strike that generates your important buff, Hot Streak. As Fireball finishes casting, instantly cast Pyroblast using the Hot Streak effect you just gained. Finish your opener by alternating Fire Blast and Pyroblast as fast as possible during Combustion. This opening rotation ensures Combustion is as powerful as possible, maximizing damage right from the start. What exactly do you do during Combustion? It's simple. Combustion makes every spell crit for the next 10 seconds, so your goal is to spam as many instant Pyroblast as possible. Cast Pyroblast whenever you have Hot Streak. If you don't have a Hot Streak, quickly generate it with Fire Blast first, always crits and an instant cast. Then Phoenix Flames, it also always crits, but has a slight projectile travel time, so the damage isn't as immediate. Then Scorch, it's a fast cast, it always crits when enemies are below 30% health. Just keep alternating these spells during Combustion for maximum burst. When Combustion is on cooldown, here's your easy priority. Power Blast whenever you have Hot Streak, using Shifting Power to speed up your cooldowns. Shifting Power is a channeled spell dealing damage around you and reduces your cooldown significantly. Always use this outside of Combustion to quickly recharge your main abilities. Cast Fireball until you've gained Heating Up. Then instantly use Fire Blast during your Fireball cast to convert Heating Up into Hot Streak, then instantly cast Pyroblast. If the target is under 30% health, replace Fireball with Scorch. It's faster, always critically strikes low health targets, and lets you cast while moving. This simple rotation means you'll always steadily build towards your next Combustion. When facing multiple enemies, your rotation changes slightly. In AoE situations, continue generating Hot Streak as usual. Just replace your Pyroblast casts with Flame Strike at 5 or more enemies. Flame Strike spreads your passive Ignite effect to multiple targets, dealing significant AoE damage. Ignite deals continuous damage to enemies and spread with each cast of Fire Blast, making you great at cleaving multiple targets. Try to always target the enemy with the highest health, since Ignite's damage over time effect disappears when your target dies. Targeting high health enemies ensures maximum spread. The result? Loads of damage numbers flying everywhere without much effort. Here are some quick tips to keep you efficient. Avoid wasting Fire Blast or Phoenix Flame charges. Fire Blast and Phoenix Flames both have limited charges and refill slowly over time. Don't sit at maximum charges unused. Always spend them to trigger more instant Pyroblast, but also don't spend them mindlessly. Ideally, save at least 1 charge of each before entering Combustion. Cast Combustion often. Holding it too long is usually a bigger damage loss than mistiming it slightly. Use spells like Scorch whenever you need to move, so you never stop casting entirely. And last but not least, your Cauterize passive automatically prevents 1 death every 5 minutes, allowing aggressive play. These simple reminders can hugely boost your effectiveness. To summarize, playing Fire Mage effectively boils down to maximizing your crits and pyroblasts, mastering combustion windows, and not wasting your procs. Follow these guidelines and you'll quickly go from confused to confident. Fire Mage is a rewarding spec once it clicks. And now you're ready to try it out in a dungeon. If you find this guide helpful, consider liking or subscribing for more beginner-friendly guides. As always, I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.